Hello, second grade. So today we are going to finish chapter 40 for in our history class, and that is because there's only two sections, section 1 which we did on Wednesday and section 2 which we are doing today. So this should be a fun lesson. I have some pictures to show you at the end of this lesson to kind of give you an idea of what this lesson was about. So lesson 2 is called Rome Divided in Two. The Roman Empire didn't last forever. Today, if you go to Italy, you will see ruins of old Roman buildings. You will see the remains of old Roman roads, but you won't see any ancient Romans. Well, what happened to the Roman Empire? The Roman Empire got too big. Its borders were too long for one army to protect. The soldiers of Rome couldn't possibly keep all the invaders out of Rome's territory. And more invaders started to wander into the Roman Empire. Ruling Rome was a little bit like having the biggest candy bar in a group of very hungry people. Everyone wanted to take it away. The emperors of Rome had to fight constantly against invaders. These invaders wanted Roman land and Roman wealth. They wanted to use the Roman roads and live in the Roman villages. But they didn't want to obey the Roman emperor or pay taxes to the Roman government. So they attacked Rome's borders with armies, hoping to take Rome's countries away. The Roman emperors had a difficult time keeping invaders out. There was so much Roman land that they couldn't protect all of it at once. If ruling Rome was like having the biggest candy bar in a group of hungry people, ruling the entire empire was like having a candy bar as big as a car. How could you keep the whole candy bar safe? While you were protecting one side of it, a hungry person could sneak up and take a bite out of the other side. And if you ran around to protect the other side, you would leave the first side without anyone to guard it. How could you protect such a big candy bar? Do you have any idea, second grade? Well, here's one idea. You could break the candy bar in half and give the other half to someone you trusted to guard for you. That's exactly what happened to the Roman Empire. Sorry, I had something in my eye. Ugh. A wise emperor named Diocletian realized that no one ruler could keep all of Rome safe. "This empire is too big for one man," he exclaimed. "I will break it in 2 pieces and ask someone else to rule the other half." So Diocletian asked another Roman leader to be his partner. This partner, Maximilian, ruled the western part of the Roman Empire. Diocletian ruled the eastern part of the empire. Now Rome had 2 emperors, Diocletian, who ruled the eastern part of the Roman Empire, and Maximilian, who ruled the western part of the empire. And they both worked hard to protect Rome. Each one had an army, and they recruited more and more soldiers to make their armies bigger. For a while, the Romans held off invaders. The Roman Empire seemed to be doing well. Eventually, Rome became the capital of the western half of the empire, and Constantinople, the city named after Constantine, became the capital of the eastern half of the empire. But something strange began to happen to Rome. The Western Roman Empire grew poorer and poorer, while the Eastern Roman Empire became richer and richer. The people of the West even had trouble finding enough food for themselves. They had to buy food from the East. And Rome, which had once been the greatest city in the world, was looking run down. But Constantinople was shining, beautiful city of marble buildings with gold trim. The Western Roman Empire had other problems too. Invaders from the north kept attacking its borders, and the Western army was too weak to keep these invaders away. The people of the Western Roman Empire called the invaders barbarians because they could not understand their language. And they were frightened of the barbarians who seemed able to conquer anything in their path. The armies of the Western Roman Empire tried to fight the barbarians off, but they just kept on coming. They invaded Britain. They invaded Gaul. They invaded Spain. And soon they invaded Italy itself. All right, so that's chapter 40, lesson 2, called Rome Divided in Two. So as we heard before, Rome was becoming weaker and weaker because it was so big. It was too big for the army to make sure to keep its borders safe and make sure no one was coming in. And so then the emperor decided to divide the Roman Empire into two parts: the eastern part of the Roman Empire and the western part of the Roman Empire. Diocletian was in charge of the eastern. Let me just double check. I don't want to say the wrong thing. My goodness. So Diocletian was in charge of the eastern part of the Roman Empire, and Maximilian was in charge of the western Roman Empire. Now, at the beginning, it was talking about the Roman ruins and the Roman roads, and I want to share a couple of pictures with you because I think it's really cool for you to see. So this picture here can be found in Rome. Okay, right here. Can be found in Italy, Rome, and this is called the Colosseum. So it's one of the ruins there. And this is, my family and I went to Rome years ago, and we got to go and take a tour around the Colosseum and go inside and see it as well. And it's such a beautiful ruin, Roman ruin. And I mean, it's run down because it's been there for years and years and years, but it's so beautiful. This is a beautiful picture of it. And inside, that's where they had the gladiator fights. They probably had like horse chariot races and meetings. Probably a lot of things happen in there. And so it's such a beautiful ruin. This one is another ruin. I don't know what this is called, but this is another beautiful ruin in Rome that can be found, that can be found somewhere in Italy. It's beautiful. Now, it was also talking about the Roman roads, and the Roman roads look a bit different today than they did back during the Roman Empire. But see, this looks like a pebble. These are pebble stones. So the roads were rough sometimes and probably hard to drive through. And so that was back in the days. And then even today, if you go to Rome and you go to a place like Venice, which my family and I have been to, and Venice is actually where your masks that I gave you a couple months ago are from. And so if you walk through Venice, you can see these roads or pathways made of pebblestone. See? And it's beautiful there as well. But some parts of Italy are really, well, all parts of Italy are beautiful. I love Italy. And but some of the parts of Italy, you'll see pebblestones still there that people walk on and drive on. So it's really beautiful. All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Why couldn't the Roman soldiers defend all the borders of Rome? So the soldiers couldn't defend all the borders of Rome because Rome was just too big. It was too big to try to defend and protect. How did the Emperor Diocletian try to protect the huge empire of Rome? So Diocletian, in order to protect this huge empire of Rome, Diocletian decided to divide the Roman Empire into two pieces. What were the two parts of the Roman Empire called? What were the two parts that Diocletian divided the Roman Empire into? So it was the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. And who ruled the eastern part of the Roman Empire? Diocletian. And who ruled the western part of the Roman Empire? Maximilian. What city was the capital of the Western Roman Empire? What city was the capital of the Western Roman Empire? So that was Rome. And what city was the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire? What city was the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire? So that was Constantinople. Okay, Constantinople. Which city got to be richer and more powerful? Richer and more powerful. Constantinople. And because remember, so Constantinople is the city that is the capital, or that was the capital of Eastern Roman Empire. And so remember in the books it said that the Eastern Roman Empire got richer and richer and powerful, but the Western Roman Empire was getting poorer and poorer, and they were struggling and they were being invaded, and so Western Roman Empire wasn't doing very well. Which city grew poorer and shabby? Which city grew poorer and shabby? So that was Rome, which was part of the Western Roman Empire. And who invaded the Western Roman Empire? Who invaded the Western Roman Empire? Those were the barbarians. And the Roman people were so afraid, the Roman soldiers and people were afraid of the barbarians because they couldn't understand their language. And the barbarians seemed to always win no matter what. Whatever came in their pathway, they were able to destroy it. And so they were just very strong and they were very scary. So that is it. That is the last section of chapter 40 called Rome Begins to Weaken. And we did 2 sections. There is a worksheet for you today, so make sure to complete that and submit it. If you have any questions or you need extra help, please let me know via email or Google Classroom. I miss you so much, 2nd grade, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.